everyone, and welcome to the Pump Up Show. I am Julia Martinez, and tonight co-hosting with me is Christina Page, the beautiful Christina Page, and from Bikers Building Bridges, Phoenix and Tech. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Glad you can make it.
Thank you for having us.
No worries, no worries. So, first of all, I'd like to invite all of you to tune in. You can watch us on Jess FM, Jess TV. You can download the app on Google Play or the Apple Store. And you can also watch us on YouTube and Instagram and on Facebook. Before we start with our special guests tonight, I'd like to introduce again my beautiful co-host, Christina Page.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
She's a sales team leader for CTFO, a mother and a model. She's also a contestant for the Beauty and the Beats Miss Valentine's Sweetheart 2019 Beauty Pageant and Hip Hop Show.
Exciting.
So, tell us what is CTFO?
CTFO is a company that was created in 2014, and it actually stands for Changing the Future Outcome. It has really beneficial products that are created from hemp, actually, and our main line is CBD. And if anyone knows what CBD is, it's a really life-changing supplement that we can get from hemp plants that actually is good for pain management as well as a lot of other health issues.
I've heard about that. Yeah, like is it good for people who are undergoing like chemo and?
They use it in cancer treatments as well as just everyday life. It's good for anybody and everybody, anywhere from a child to an adult to the elderly. It's definitely something that is having an impact on people's health in a positive way.
So I've had rheumatoid arthritis since I was 6 months old.
Yes.
Like especially when it gets windy out or especially windy or rainy.
Yeah, when the weather changes,
Yeah.
it's worse.
Yeah, I find that it acts up, but I've had it since I was a baby. And would that help me at all? Because I usually just pop pills like Tylenol and Advil.
Yeah, definitely. I like to steer away from the pharmaceuticals with any chance that I can get, and I've used CTFO, their products, especially the CBD, for a lot of different ailments. One thing that I would definitely recommend is the pain cream for arthritis. It's instant, it's amazing, it works right away, and I've had everybody tell me that. Not one person has told me it does not work. So.
Is it like a menthol ointment?
It's got a very, very light menthol smell, not much at all, but it does
Okay.
have menthol as an activating ingredient. However, it carries the CBD in it as well, and it's amazing. It's instant. As soon as you put it on, you feel better.
Did these products just recently come out with the legalization of marijuana, or does it even have anything to do with that?
Well, yay to the legalization. That's a whole other topic. However, CBD
It's hemp, but
exactly.
yeah.
It's there's a controversy between the marijuana and the hemp. However, legal all across the board. We did have to wait for our Health Canada numbers to come out in order for us to be legal to sell in Canada. It is a requirement. And once that happened, this just happened on the middle of October. So it's been kind of go time since then, and we've been just absolutely flying. They actually introduced it in January. We had a little bit of a hiccup, but everything's rolling smooth sailing, and it's going to be an amazing company.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. Well, we'll get back to that. But first, I would like to introduce again Tech and Phoenix from Bikers Building Bridges, a non-profit motorcycle organization group that does a lot for our community. Could you tell us, what is Bikers Building Bridges?
Well, we're a group of 9 members right now in the Lethbridge area. We work with youth at risk through community involvement, mentoring. We host events to raise for food bank and a bunch of different events like that.
Okay. When did you establish the group? Like, were you just a group of friends and then you decided you're gonna form an official group and get out there?
Yeah, we were previously with a different group up until August of this year. And we decided to part ways and make our own group so that we could do more of the things that concern our community than what we were able to do with the previous group.
So it was a motorcycle group before too?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So the 9 of you decided you're going to form your own group and get more involved with the community and
Yeah, it allowed us to kind of broaden our focus on what we're able to do to the community, for the community and with the community. The previous group focused only on one situation, and we wanted to move away from that. We wanted to be able to help fix issues with youth, with volunteering in the community, showing positive role models, cleaning up, and
Yeah, we don't want to keep it as just one thing. If you have an issue or you have a problem, you feel you need somebody, well, we're hoping maybe potentially we can be there.
That's what I like about your group, because it's got a very approachable feel to it, like even the way you guys post in your Facebook page, it makes people feel that you guys can be approached for anything that they might need in the community, any kind of help that they might need from you. You're there. Like you've mentioned in your posts before that you have a monthly group meeting.
yeah. So we meet the third Tuesday of every month. 7:30 is our open time for the public to come, and it's at
Every Tuesday of every
the third Tuesday of
third
every
Tuesday
month.
of the month.
And it's at the Scenic Drive Tim Hortons, and it's just kind of a public place to meet, so people feel comfortable. It's easier than at a bar or a closed-in restaurant, because some people can feel intimidated going to environments like that. And it gives the opportunity for people to bring up issues they might think that we can help with. We had a lady that showed up to our last meeting, and there's a park in Colehurst that has an irrigation problem, and they call their park in jail, is what it's been put in. So they approached us to see if there's any way that we can help them get the park out of jail, so the kids can be back playing on the park rather than just seeing the park in the distance and wishing they could be on the equipment.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm actually from Colehurst, so that touches my heart.
That's one of the bigger things that we're going to be trying to work towards, really helping as much as we can towards. It's a new issue brought to our attention, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so digging deeper into it, I did contact one of the other ladies. Her son actually donated a $500 community charity donation that he got to the school to try and help get the park out of jail as well.
Actually a friend of mine. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, he did that all on his own, and that was it speaks lots to, even adults, that a child was able to know that there was something needing to be done.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So so.
That was the child in your photos that you gave the
Yeah.
shirt to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was amazing.
He
Yeah,
actually got the first shirt that we've had
Yeah,
done
he's the
with
first one.
our logo on it. This is an old logo that we got right at the beginning, just to give the awareness for some of the events that we were doing. So then we had a custom logo designed, and we have merchandise coming out with it to help us raise funds to keep doing stuff in the
Oh, I
community.
definitely want I want a shirt. I want a shirt that says Bikers Building
Yeah.
Bridges. That would be awesome.
And we just finalized our own custom coffee. It's a Biker Brew coffee from Cuppers.
Oh,
So
wow.
We're right in the middle of a
What's it
campaign.
called?
Biker Brew.
Biker Brew.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah, I love
And it's
coffee.
really good.
We always get
It's delicious.
coffee from Cuppers. Yeah.
Yeah, we were there. I was there sampling all the different mixes. So it's a blend you can only get from us. If you go into Cuppers and you ask for it, they won't have it. They'll refer you to us.
Mhm.
And so we'll be posting that up on our
I'll try it.
Facebook page, and we'll be putting that up on our website. this
So you
week.
can't buy it from Cuppers.
Only from us.
So where is your HQ?
HQ is actually kind of everywhere. Our nonprofit license is registered for my address, and so we kind of go to where we need to, rather than having a permanent place at this point, just because we're so new.
But if you like us on Facebook, you become part of our group, you're gonna be able to order the merchandise, the coffee and other things that come up with that also.
Yeah.
So.
I already like that page, so.
Yeah, we've been getting
Perfect. Thank
we've
you.
been getting some
Yeah.
messages today already for some coffee, so
Yes.
I think it'll go well.
Definitely worth trying for sure. You might
We
get
should.
enough.
We're definitely gonna get some coffee from you
Yeah,
guys.
it's a good way, I mean, it's a great Christmas gift if you think about it. It's
Yeah.
something you can add into a stocking, or it's great for parents, stuff like that.
And if you don't drink the coffee, there's teas and a couple of different hot chocolates and
So
Frappe.
frappe.
do the profits go somewhere? Like, are you using those?
Yeah, it
for-
goes back into our program so that we can do more mentoring, more events like the coffee handouts, and the logistics of going to some of the other NITO cleanups and
Like we have a couple things that we really wanted to do maybe in December, so we are working towards that, which is hopefully maybe teaming up with Woods Homes and giving back to the kids there, and
Teaming up with,
just maybe being able to go in and do something special for the kids for Christmas. That's really just
Oh,
what we want to
okay.
do. We've touched base with people, so we're hoping that'll work out. So, you know, funds for the coffee can go to things like that,
Yeah.
the park that we want to help with,
Yeah.
stuff like that, right?
and expenses you might have, like say, because I know that you guys have also mentioned that if anybody wants to volunteer and help out the bikers, do needle pickups, you're more than welcome to. Just contact them through their Facebook page, Bikers Building Bridges. And don't worry, they provide adequate equipment, very thick gloves, of course, and all the necessary materials to do it properly. And it would really be of great help to the community, especially nowadays. That is a rising problem,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, and for the needle cleanups, we do ask that people that are volunteering are 18,
Yeah.
just
18
for
plus
this.
only.
just to keep it a little bit safer. Sometimes
Yeah.
little hands can kind of get in where they don't need to be, and
Yeah.
we don't want anybody to get poked while we're out there trying to.
Yeah.
Is it going well? Is it going well for you? Are you finding?
It is. We don't like to give out actual numbers.
Yeah.
We have been on a few, I think 4 or 5 different cleanups now, and for the most part, the schools and parks seem fairly safe. No major, we're not finding like bonfire piles of needles and paraphernalia. So it's kind of few and far between, and it's usually in spots. We're finding it in spots that are kind of out of the way, where people can't see from the main road. Normally not where a kid's going to be running around without shoes or playing.
I know it's going to make a big impact what you guys do, just because I hear it from moms talking about how they're scared to take their children to the park and let them have a life outside of the home, away from electronics, which has become such a big thing in our children's lives right now, right? So it's a really good thing that you guys are doing for sure.
Yeah, we're very firm supporters of the outdoors. It's good to get out there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we started the needle cleanup because there was a lot of complaints on Facebook, different people saying they're finding needles everywhere, and it is, I don't want to say crisis. A lot of people are upset and misinformed and worried about it, and so rather than adding to that on Facebook by saying that somebody else should do it,
Right.
we decided that we'll just go out and do it. We'll spend an hour once a month or once every couple of weeks and clear a couple of parks, and then we go out and do the rest of our business. And it's fairly safe. We're not finding, like I said, very large quantities or anything super dangerous. We actually find more broken glass from bottles and stuff than
Yeah.
actual needles.
Well, it's good to know that we're getting somewhere with it for sure.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is that I never realized, and maybe a lot of people don't realize, it's not as scary per se to go and deal with this issue.
Yeah.
You do get trained from Arches, and once you realize that it's not as you're not as acceptable to get poked or to get a disease that you may think.
Right.
So coming out and helping and getting out there is actually not that detriment to yourself. So
Yeah, it's actually very, it makes you feel good about yourself, and knowing that you're helping the community, especially the youth, that they can actually come out and play in the playgrounds again, and not be worried about getting injured or harmed. But just an idea I'd like to kind of throw out there, like, don't you think, I know it's not really, well, per se, but I think that maybe a good idea for Arches would be to have like a needle incentive. Since they give out needles, let's say, okay, if you want 2 new needles, give us 2 used needles.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't end up everywhere, right?
I think in principle that would probably be good.
Yeah.
Give the incentive to get back, but unfortunately what could happen is then they just start reusing needles.
Oh, yeah.
So then the
that's
problem
thing,
of-
yeah.
The problem they're trying to solve of them not reusing needles and getting sick from that
Yeah.
is not being addressed.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper. We had a gentleman come out and he trained us for, it was about an hour the
Mhm.
one night, and he showed us everything that they hand out in their little kits and how to pick them up properly, and the proper equipment. And he was explaining that just the funding alone for 1 year for that building would cover the healthcare issues for one person to be treated for one of the diseases that they could get from the needle.
Wow.
So-
That's
Yeah, we gotta
huge.
think about that too, and that, you know, their lives matter too, so we gotta,
course,
gotta find
yeah.
a way for it all to work for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a community effort.
And it's unfortunate. A lot of them aren't in that mindset where they could rationalize, if I bring in this needle, I get 2 more needles.
Yeah.
They're more in the moment. They're looking for, you know, when they're going to get
That's
their
one
next
thing
shot.
to consider, definitely. Yeah.
And even just logistically for them to get back there, sometimes some of them, like we found needles that are quite far from the site.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So for them to travel all the way back to the site. And the Arches program has put up sharp boxes in a lot of the hotspot parks as well.
Yeah.
So I think that really helps, especially some of the areas that we've been to. They seem to have maybe a lot of garbage around, but not anything unsafe.
Yeah, and
For
then
sure.
there is stuff in the sharps boxes, so they are being used. That is something,
That is a
yeah.
positive for sure.
Yeah,
Once again, you are at Jess FM and Jess TV watching live, and this is the Pumped Up Show. And we have our guests Tech and Phoenix, and my co-host Christina Page. We are talking about the needle pickups that the Bikers Building Bridges do for the community here, and we will get back to that. But once again, we're back to you, Christina.
All right.
So you said that you wanted to give out some free samples today.
I do actually. For the viewers who are viewing, I have Julie asked me to bring a few things if I had them, and I do. I actually have some samples of our weight loss product, which is Chew Offs, and this is weight loss candy, and it is actually like delicious, and it's almost too good to be a weight loss candy, but it helps suppress your appetite and help you stay fuller so that you don't have to eat as much, and just kind of gives you the right nutrients for your body when you're on a weight management journey. And it's got all the ingredients on here, and I'll leave these here so that they can be picked up. I think I have 8 of them, so good enough for 8 people.
So comment on the live stream if you'd like a free sample of Chew Off. Chew the fat off. It says.
That's true.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
So if you'd like a free sample of that, comment on our live stream and come to the studio here downtown, upstairs of the Plum, and pick a sample up.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, what else would you like to talk about your business? It's really interesting.
It is really interesting. It's something that I have a real passion for, and I have since I was, for the last few years I've done a lot of research on CBD, what it does for people, how it helps people. I'm the type of person that if I can find something that will work for everyone else, I love to share it. That's a passion of mine. I take pride in my job. It's not just something that, there's a stigma about network marketing and what we do. However, I take pride in what I do, and I love sharing products that will literally change people's lives on such a huge level. As far as getting messages saying thank you so much, you've changed my life, that's what I live for. CBD is literally changing lives by the minute, by the day. Our products fly off the shelves. We get nothing but rave reviews. There is a testimony group that if anybody's interested in more information or maybe what it could help you with, you can contact me on Facebook. It's Christina Page without an H, and my last name's like Page in the book. And contact me, and I will get you in touch with either my website or our Facebook page, and give you some more information about what it is, what it does, how it helps, and all of the different things that it actually helps with.
All right.
What form does it come in for
Well-
you to be able to use?
This is a liquid form, and this actually has a carrier oil in it, and it's just drops. You take 20 drops under your tongue, and basically that starts the healing process on your body. So there's a liquid form. We actually have a vitamin form that is like a pill form, and when you take that pill form, obviously you're not ingesting the oil. It's not as fast, and we actually just got a contract with someone who created a 10 times pure formula for us, which is actually water soluble, and that is amazing in the oil world. as soon as you take it, it literally starts impacting and working on your body immediately. So that's something that we're very proud of. We actually have patents on that. It's not something you're going to see every day. And yeah, it's going to help definitely grow our business and start helping a lot of people.
And they also have face creams, body creams, and
Stuff for your pets.
Yeah, they
Stuff
do.
for
Part of
your
it,
Yes.
I'm part of it.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's awesome.
Oh, you do
Yeah.
it too?
I'm part of the group.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Awesome.
The testimonies and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is free to join. It's 100% free to join and check out and see what all the products are about. But the skincare line, I rave by it. People ask me daily. I actually get stopped and they say, "What do you use for your skin?" Or if I get ID'd somewhere, I tell them how young I am, and or actually my actual age, which a lot of people can't guess. And it's something that I'm so proud to share because I use these face creams and they work really good for my skin. My skin's really, kind of hard to deal with, and I love it. So there's a whole line of it. You can choose from it. I can tell you which one everyone's about. I've tried just about every single product that they have to offer. So
When did you start using the face cream?
it's been about a year since I started using it, and I am 36 years old, so I'm starting to show signs of aging, which is amazing for my age. I don't look it, I know. But I started to see a little bit of aging and different sort of discoloring in my skin and stuff, and when I started using the overnight creams, I really noticed that it was evening out, it wasn't dry, it was it was just really starting to work magic on my skin. So I've been a very big advocate of it. The night cream is my favorite, but I actually have a daytime cream I use as well. And they have the brow and lash serum, and it's for your growth of your brows and your eyelashes. And I actually had really thin eyebrows, and I've been using it and it works really well. So I can rave about every single one of their products.
I have noticed the difference since I met you. When did we start meeting up with each other?
I think it's been
At least about
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have noticed the difference in your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
since the first time that I met you.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
just make sure I'm diligent about it, and it's not something you can buy in the store, that's for sure. So, yeah, you gotta get it
want that.
online.
I want that.
Yeah, I'll get it for you. I'll get you some.
So back to you guys. What are your future events and well, first of all, before we go into your future events, let's talk about your most latest fundraising event. Was that the one at Save On?
Yeah, that would be our most recent. It was Bail Out a Biker at Save On for the Interfaith Food Bank. We were there 2 Saturdays in a row right before Thanksgiving. The idea behind that was a lot of people will give at Christmas to the food bank, but there's that holiday right before Thanksgiving. Some people have very low supplies on their foods that they have and can provide for their family. So we wanted to put together something quick that we could help with. And for how fast we put the event together, it actually worked out really well and was very well received.
So you did that for 2 days, for a weekend? Was that a weekend when you did
Over
that?
2 weeks, we did it 2 Saturdays in a row.
Oh, okay.
And so our goal was 500 pounds of food for both days.
Mm-hmm.
And so we actually, there's a calculation for turning the dollars donated into pounds of food. So between the amount of cash and the food that we got, it was actually over 1 ton of food that we were able to
Wow.
That's
to raise and
That's
donate.
amazing. Great job, guys.
A lot of people were able to fill their fridges and
That's an
And have a
awesome
good holiday.
accomplishment.
And I'm proud to say we donated. We actually stopped by there and gave a little bit. Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah.
The community was so good, and we had some people who really went out of their way to give a lot, and
Yeah.
it made a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have a company that donated a whole cart full of food.
Mhm.
Wow.
That was always
Because
good.
I remember seeing like a bin there, and you had like an arrow or like a measuring
Yep.
scale, saying, "Oh, we're up to here," and
Yeah, we actually had to remake that little scale for the following week because we filled in the other one too quick, which is a good problem to have, I think.
yeah.
And I don't think the community's ever really seen the Bail Out a Biker idea, so it was something new.
It was well received, and
Yeah.
it went well when we would say, a lot of people would say, "Oh, just keep them in there, keep them in there." So then we said, oh, if you donate, we'll just keep them in there. So then people were just donating, keep them in there. It just
Well,
worked really well.
Well, the bail a biker out is, like one of those cages in Walmart where they put the balls in. They had a biker in there, and you had to pretty much donate enough so that he can get out, but otherwise he has to stay there all day. So people were constantly trying to help out.
Yeah, and it was cold. It was
It
very
was
cold. the first
cold,
day and the
yeah.
second day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather is always a factor.
But you guys were all wearing your leather jackets and looking all fashionable and
Yeah,
ready for action.
yeah, it works just in case you.
So if you don't mind me asking, how much in total in dollars and food amount? Well, you said a ton of food,
Mhm.
but in dollars did you raise that those 2 days?
I think the cash value was over 3,000.
Very
Wow,
nice.
that's
So it was.
Very nice.
We had to keep clearing our jar because it was getting too full. So
Yeah.
again,
It's just so
it's a
much
good
money
problem to
coming
have.
in. It was really nice of
And I think almost everybody who came out of Save On donated like at least one item of food or grocery.
Yeah, yeah. By being right outside Save On, it worked out well for us because people don't walk around with food in their pockets to hand out to people. So a lot of time they'd go in and just buy one
Save
extra
On
item
let
while
us
they're
be
inside.
right out the doors, so that was really good of them also. So it helped us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
and convenient and
Yeah.
a good way to donate.
Yeah, and we raised those red bins that you saw, like the big garbage can type bins. We filled 15 of those.
Wow.
So it was.
That'll be good for a lot of families who really need it, who come to the Interfaith Food Bank.
Yeah.
It really helps a lot. Every little bit helps because, like, a lot of people actually do go hungry, whether you believe it or not. Here in Canada, in Lethbridge, sometimes people think that we're a first world country, we don't have to go through things like that, but there is a lot of hunger concerns here and even in our own hometown, Lethbridge, and a lot of people use the services of the food bank, and if we can help out, then we should.
Yeah.
A lot of very hardworking people use the food bank also.
Oh.
It's an important thing to
Yeah.
realize. The middle class is a big portion of
Yeah,
who
for
needs to
sure.
go there. So
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah, they're always looking for meat and fresh.
Yes,
food.
Yeah.
that's the hardest thing for them to acquire.
Yeah. A lot of people
Yeah.
donate canned food or macaroni, which is great. Keeps forever on a shelf, but unfortunately, fresh vegetables, fresh meat, there's really no substitute for that. And
Yeah.
it expires pretty quick, so
Yeah,
the amount they do get in goes out quite fast.
definitely.
And so we'll definitely be doing another Bail Out a Biker with them, probably right close to Thanksgiving again next year as well.
Okay.
And that way we can try and beat our overtime.
You have something going on in February that's
Yeah.
going back to the Interfaith Food Bank
Yeah,
also.
we do. We'd like to invite you to come to the Beauty and the Beats Miss Valentine's Sweetheart 2019 beauty pageant and hip hop show featuring Hayes. We are also donating to the Interfaith Food Bank from the proceeds. They are our partner charity for this event. So it's going to be on Valentine's Day, February 14th, Thursday, at Soundgarden at 7 o'clock p.m. So that's what the least we can do to contribute to.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how it's like to be a biker. Like
It's fine.
where did you get your names from, first of all?
Well, I'm in the IT field for my
Oh,
for my
okay.
day business for my day job, so tech kind of went with
Techie.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's techie. He does all
He's
the tech
techie.
stuff.
Now I know who to call when my computer's not working.
You're gonna get all these phone calls.
Yeah.
You realize that?
I know sometimes it doesn't stop. There's always that. As soon as somebody knows you know computers, there's always the phone calls that come in afterwards.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Be ready for that.
The-
I know
random
I'm not even a
questions.
techie, and I get those calls from my mom at 2 o'clock in the morning. Why does my phone say this? I'm like, Mom, call 611. I don't know anything. But now I know to call you.
And then Phoenix, your name?
Phoenix?
Yeah, so I just picked that mostly because it's just about going through things and still always rising, you know?
Like a phoenix.
That's right, always
Getting
rising.
reborn in the ashes.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just important to me in my life and speaks to me as a person. so.
Overcoming difficulties and
That's right.
hardships and
Yeah.
trials.
Or even just, you know, just like you were mentioning about anxieties and things like that, that's something that people have to really suffer with daily. And it is a
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
daily
yeah.
thing that we rise from.
It's a
Just
battle.
things like that, just always remembering that the battle's there, but you're still gonna rise.
Yeah, and you
Yes.
when you do rise from it, you rise stronger and brighter and
I like
Better.
my road name.
I like it.
I do,
like it,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it feels good and
Yeah, most road names come from a nickname you might have had as a child, or sometimes something might happen and you kind of acquire a nickname from the group.
Oh, they
Oh,
give
okay.
you the name.
Yes.
They give you the nickname.
well, we have like a boss lady, you know, she just does so much that's kind of, she does a lot of the paperwork, the things for our Facebook. She's the treasurer. So,
Webmaster.
You know, and then Mama Bear, that's another one that kind of, she's just the mom of the group. She has her beautiful daughters
Yeah.
and she just is like a mom, so.
She
that
does a lot
works,
of the
and-
behind the scenes stuff to,
Yeah,
to keep things going and keeping me organized, because
That's
I'm
right.
kind of a scatterbrain.
Keeping everyone in line.
or like the signs you saw, you know, that we were coloring when we did our food drive. That's something that Mama Bear and his daughters do. You know, they do a lot for that kind of stuff. The children help out.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. It's a family.
It is.
Can I ask what kind of bikes you guys ride?
Well, I have two bikes. I have a 1100 Shadow, and it actually has
Wow.
a memorial paint job for my oldest daughter that passed away
Okay.
a few
Sorry
years
to hear
back.
that.
And then I just recently got a 2000 Vulcan V2K, so a little bit bigger, so I can keep up rather than always being behind.
And
you?
I am just a passenger of a Honda Shadow. I don't actually ride, but hopefully one day I will be able to.
Was that bike that you were sitting on in the picture?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a nice bike.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, we've got in our group. There's a bunch of different style bikes. We don't. We're not like a bike exclusive group where we're, you know, if you don't drive a Harley, you can't be in. If you don't
Right.
drive, whatever. As long as it meets our minimum standards of 500 cc, so you can keep up on the highway, then you're pretty much good. So definitely no mopeds or scooters.
Come on, that's
Oh,
good.
darn it.
You don't need a bike license. for
How
that.
I have a PW80.
But yeah, we try and include as many people as we can.
Yeah.
We don't have any sport bikes yet. They
No.
seem to be in their own little exclusive group, but
Yeah.
But maybe we will.
we might
Okay.
one day.
You never know.
We are open to sport bikes.
That's right,
Yeah.
we're open.
Bikers are
Love it.
bikers.
They
Yeah.
are. Yeah, and our road names they're really important to us as a group. Just it gives us that buffer between our personal lives and our public lives, so that, you know, sometimes in the situations we're dealing with, people, if they know your real name, they can, you know, give you a little bit of grief outside
Yeah.
that you don't really want. So it gives you a little bit of a barrier to protect, you know,
A
our
screen
families.
name, yeah.
Mhm.
A screen name. So what other events do you have coming up?
On the 30th, we're doing security work for Cash Canada downtown for the Midnight Madness.
Awesome.
It's in an effort to kind of help.
It's on November 30th? or
Yeah, that's the Midnight Madness for downtown.
Oh,
They have great
okay.
deals, really good deals happening.
I gotta come shopping?
Yes, you should. I
Okay,
think it's a very good idea.
So we'll be in there helping, just, you know, keeping backpacks out and making sure that everything in there safe, so that they, you know, aren't being shoplifted on or.
And that the people
That's
shopping are safe and everything's going
Yeah.
well. It is uptown and, you know.
Is
we're
it
our city.
just another one of your volunteer community services?
Yes.
Yeah, we were asked by them if we would volunteer our time to go down there. Quite often when we do an event like that, we ask for some kind of donation towards our group, just to help with our funds.
For sure.
We definitely, with our group being so new and our amount of funds to contribute out to the events and things that we want to do is small, but we do have a lot of manpower.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we always try and volunteer manpower whenever we can in exchange for whatever
Yeah.
we can.
Our time is
Use for
free and
someone.
that's, you know, we can give it away freely.
But it
Support
matters
is
a lot.
always good.
It matters a
Yes,
lot. It
yes.
matters a lot. Manpower is actually, you know, it's Well, statistics say, right, in social sciences, it's the number one natural resource,
Yes.
right? Manpower. So it's good that you were able to provide help for those that need it.
Yeah, and then we have another event coming up after that is kind of in the works to help with the Colehurst School.
Okay.
I don't want to go into too much detail on that, just because there's a lot of things that are still up in the air that we're waiting on hearing
Right.
back from. So rather than make promises and it falls through, then we'll keep it pretty close. But we're hoping to get the park out of jail for the summertime, so kids can play on there.
Yeah, anything to help that community for sure is
Yeah.
is a big boost. I'm
and
I'm moving away, which is sad, but I love that you guys are gonna continue to improve it
And it's unfortunate they're in the situation they are to have
Yeah.
a new park and.
yeah,
It's
You know.
lucky they have a little boy there that cares,
yeah.
you know, and
That wants to
that his
play.
mom, you know, got out there and said something, and then Mindy came to us and said something. It just, you know, see, it really does just only take one person or one voice, right,
Yeah.
to make a difference.
And they decided to reach out to you guys and
That's right.
ask for help.
Yeah.
And they got the help that they needed.
Yeah. Sienna actually saw her bail out a biker
Yeah.
and thought, well, their park's in jail, so it must be fate, right?
Yeah.
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 It kind of works, and we may use that theme for a fundraiser coming up for that to try and do a big push and just get it done.
Get
And
going.
You know,
Yeah.
kids have power too.
Yeah, they
So, you know, them sharing and showing other kids being a good example is
Mhm.
something that I find is really powerful.
And we're all showing them, you know, it's positive reinforcement for
Absolutely.
those kids. If we do get that part going, if everybody puts in together and makes that difference, it shows them something important.
Yes.
And that's really
And it
good.
also gives shows children the value of helping out your community,
Yeah.
helping out people in need and reaching out. And it teaches them that, you know, like say that child that you've helped, like, you know, with that wanted to restore the park. You know, now it's ingrained in his mind that, you know, maybe one day when I grow up and I grow big, I want to help people out who need help too.
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly, that would be the goal, right?
Yeah, it's
The
very,
overall goal.
it's true. It's true. That's how they learn, from what we show them, right?
Yes.
and I'm a firm believer that it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
And if we're always looking for somebody else to solve the problem's never going to get solved.
If we just point fingers and throw the blame at each other,
Then we're just
then-
part of the problem,
Yeah,
not
we're-
making any
yeah.
changes.
Well,
And-
that's the
Yeah.
problem. The key word is change, and in order for change to happen, change has to happen.
Mhm.
So that's kind of the
Yeah,
big word, right?
exactly.
Change.
Yeah.
And then another thing that we have going on is our mentoring program. So we actually have a boy, he was bullied out at one of the high schools here. And so he'll be coming out for 5 weeks of kickboxing at CMC.
Oh, okay.
And so those classes were donated by Lee at CMC.
Oh, tell us about CMC.
Yeah, so it's mixed martial arts studio on I think it's the south side, right by the casino. I was getting confused
South side.
between the
What
south
is
side and
what
the north
does
side.
CMC
That's the
stand
south
for?
Canadian Mixed Martial Arts.
Canadian mixed martial arts.
And so I approached Lee about this boy, and he donated 5 weeks for him to come out to the 5 classes, and he'll work with me and learn basic kickboxing techniques and meet some of the guys out there and kind of interact with people that have been through things and built up the character, built up the
His
self-respect.
confidence.
Yeah, it's to build his confidence and just show positive reinforcement, and that he doesn't. It's okay, like, cause they get scared after they've been.
It is. It is scary to be bullied. So it does. A child really does lose a lot of self-esteem
Yes.
and confidence when they get bullied. So, thank you, Lee from CMC, for doing this for this child.
Yes.
And the offer is there if there are children that you think can benefit from that. It's usually teens is what we target, the youth.
Mm-hmm.
The younger kids, it's a different class altogether to deal with. So we're looking at the teens and up for that mentor
So
program.
they do offer that mentoring program. You guys.
Yeah, that's specifically through our group.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll help any child, any age, but for this exact mentoring program at the CMC, then we need them to be a teenager, just because it is
just how the structure of the class
physical
works.
and the
Yeah.
way it
Yeah.
goes, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the only thing they give us in return for that mentoring is they come out and they do some of the volunteering efforts that we do.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's a good way to get them involved too, and get them helping out, especially teens these days. They need direction.
Mhm.
And they need to see that their actions cause consequences as well. That
Yeah.
you know, if they're putting out good actions, then they're going to get good consequences back.
That's right.
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah, all the way through.
Yes.
Mhm.
So it's we have, like I said, the first boy that's getting ready to go through that program with us, and we'll follow that. We'll update that on our Facebook page to show the progress that he's going through, and hopefully it does well for him to, you know, kind of get him on track and feeling safe and confident.
Yeah.
Because I know with me, I've been going out there for about 3 years now, and it's just, you gain a lot more respect for yourself, a lot more confidence, and you just, you know, you feel like you accomplish anything.
Yeah.
So it's a good
Sometimes
program.
if you're bullied and then nothing is given to you like a positive reinforcement, then you could end up bullying.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
With no positive in the middle.
Yes.
So.
Yes, it is a problem. It's something that's in all of our schools, whether we want it to be or not. It's something that's not talked about as much as it should be talked about.
Mhm.
It's a real problem because it does knock people down, and it's really hard to get them to come back up once that happens. So it's something, talk to your children if you think they're being bullied, or talk to your children if you think they're being the bully. It's always
Yes.
good to make sure that us as parents are doing our job to raise our children properly and make sure that they're making a good statement out there and being friends, not foes.
Open communication.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
first line of solving it, is that communication with your kids to see what's going on, and, you know, asking about their day, seeing if there are problems.
Yeah.
Getting
sure.
getting to them before they become a big problem. It's a hard issue too for the schools to deal with, because there's so many different dimensions to it, and so this is just something to, you know, be outside that system to work a little bit differently.
Yeah, that's good. I love that you guys are tackling all the problems that seem to go left unsaid, you know, and something that's so huge, but yet, you know, something that people kind of push under the rug.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's a problem we had with the group that we were formerly with. They had their guidelines that they went by, which is great for what they do.
Yes.
But we just found so many times that we wanted to help in a different area, because it's something that if it's helped at that time, then it doesn't become a big problem later.
Absolutely.
And it's that early intervention.
Tackling it, yeah.
And bullying isn't just in the schools. Like,
No.
it could be in the workplace too. Like, my son is 22, and there was a time that he was being bullied by a couple of girls that he was working with before, and you know, and I asked him, "Did you want me to come and talk to them?" And he's like, "Mom, no."
I could just see you showing up.
but I do. It is good to
It's
communicate
good,
with your
yeah.
children. You
It
know,
is.
to know what's going on in their heads, and you know, address the situation, the problem before it escalates, and through the help of groups like Bikers Building Bridges, there are ways to deal with it positively and make a difference in your children's lives and in a child's life, and redirect the energy,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and make it positive, and try to rebuild their lost self-esteem and their self-confidence. So, anyway, back to you.
Back to me.
You are one of the candidates of the Beauty and the Beats Miss Valentine's Sweetheart Beauty Pageant.
I am.
So, vote for Christina.
Vote for me. Yes, I am, and it's been an amazing opportunity. It's not something I would normally, you know, even think about doing, but you actually reached out to me and gave me the confidence to believe that I could actually
Why
be a part
wouldn't
of this.
I?
Well, I love you very much for that, because it was at a time where I was actually struggling, so you helped me a lot, and
Thank you.
it's a big thing to me. It's not just a beauty pageant, it's more something that's stepping outside of my box. I believe in taking, you know, chances, adventures, following the signs of the universe, and she just came at the right time, and I'm very excited to be a part of this. It's not just a beauty pageant, and there's so much stigma that goes on about that. We all work very hard, and we take pride in what we do, and you know, we're all enjoying it. We love each other. We all get along great, right?
Yeah, everybody's become
And
friends.
It feels good to look good, to have taken care of yourself, stuff like that. It feels good to just be natural, but it also feels good to dress
Yeah.
up.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
And that's
kind of-
okay.
It's kind of something I've always wanted to do. It's been on my bucket list when I was younger. I was always like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a model. I'm going to, we all have big dreams, but something I just kind of never did. And then when you approached me, you gave me that opportunity, and I'm just thankful. It's just something that I can say I've done in my lifetime, which is always good.
Well, I'm really glad you've decided to do it.
Yeah.
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 You know that you can vote for your favorite candidates when you come to the show at the back of your ticket. So it's not judging with judges. It's audience impact.
Yes.
So you have a say on who you'd like to crown as the Miss Valentine's Sweetheart 2019. So do come to the show, and tell us what your experience has been like through this whole time that we've started doing the photo shoots for the show, and
I think that-
meetings and gatherings.
As much as I want to say it's been completely positive, it didn't start out positive. It was a bit of a journey in the beginning, and
Yeah.
I was kind of, I had the stigma. I am, like I said, 36 years old. What are you doing starting the whole thing?
But
right?
beauty comes in
But
all
it
ages
does.
and
It
ages
comes
and
in-
sizes and looks and colors.
Right.
That's what we believe in.
But I've overcome a lot of that throughout
Yeah.
this, and I just believe that it's such a good journey. It's not, like I said, it's not just a beauty pageant. It's more of a journey, and
Yeah.
I've actually enjoyed a lot of it. Meeting different photographers, being a part of what people normally, it's a little girl's dream to be doing stuff like this. So it might be something that's considered small in somebody's eyes, but it's huge to me.
And it's not just about looks. We do have a Q&A portion.
Right.
It's not gonna be like really hard questions. It's gonna be more like, what's your favorite charity and what's
This
your
one right here.
Bikers
Oh,
Club.
yeah.
All the way.
All the way. What's your favorite quotation? What's your favorite saying?
Yeah.
Stuff like that,
We
Yeah,
are
for sure.
we are this community based, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that does make a difference.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? You have my support, and I'll even do my part to help share.
Yeah, thank you.
Help share what you guys do. It actually started reading. I actually didn't know a lot about you, which I'm sure a lot of the community doesn't. And so I started to do a little bit of research, and I was like, wow, these guys are really cool. They do a lot of really great things, and something that as a community we can take pride in. That we have people like you that will step up and do those things.
Yeah, we got a lot more events coming too.
Yeah, we do.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm
We're
looking
not
forward to
stopping
that.
now. We
No.
just started, so we just started and we've already done this much, and we believe in ourselves.
Yeah.
Very much so. So
As you should. As you should. If-
Probably in
the
the
best
summer.
thing you can do is like us on Facebook and share the page.
Like and
That's
follow their
really
page on
Building Bridges.
Facebook,
The best
Bikers
right
Building
now.
Bridges,
Yeah.
and see what they're all about, and follow them and see if you can help out or how you can benefit from their help.
Yes, for sure.
Actually, I'm thinking in the summertime I would probably help you guys do some needle pickup because I've done that in Vancouver before.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's been in the back alleys of Maine and Hastings and stuff, and we wore these really thick gloves,
Mhm.
but it helped. But it's a cause, that's for sure. It's a worthy cause.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We would love the help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always looking for help.
Yeah,
For
we
sure.
are. We're always looking for help, supporters. You don't have to ride a bike to come down to our monthly meetings. We don't just, we need people who are willing to do the work too, not just ride a bike. So
Yeah.
it is about community support.
Because-
So don't let, I don't have a bike, I can't come there. That's not true. Like
Yeah.
we want your help. We want that, right?
Yeah.
To band together, make a difference,
Yeah.
make change.
Yeah, we do have our
Yeah.
superhero ride that we do every summer.
Yes.
It's out to the Children's Hospital. So last year we raised just over $1,200 in cash and truckload of toys, kayaks.
What is the
That's cool.
superhero?
It is in memory of my daughter.
Mhm.
So we spent 17 years going from here to Children's Hospital and back. And so it was, my wife and I thought it was a good way for us to help give back to what we got when we were there.
So you dress up as superheroes?
Yeah, I have a Superman shirt that I throw over top of my stuff, and we have our truck that follows us, and we put the superhero logos, and we have a big flag and everything behind there to make it fun, and we load it up with toys, and We take all our donations, toys and stuff, and we drive all the way from here out to the Children's Hospital. So it's a fairly long ride, which is nice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the weather hasn't been the best for us for the last 2 times, but if we wanted to be dry and warm, we'd drive cars instead of motorcycles. So
I always feel bad for you guys out there getting soaked.
Yeah.
But it's a passion, right? It's a lifestyle. It's something that you enjoy doing, a hobby.
And you've got a goal. When you got a goal,
You gotta show up.
yeah, you
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
show up.
yeah, the first year we did it, it rained all the way from Alverside into Calgary and back.
Oh.
And it was very heavy rain. The semi trucks had whipped past you, and it was like a wall of water. So
Yeah.
it was eventful.
I
But it
guess
was-
when they start to happen, there's nothing you can do. You're booked at that day, and
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
happening. And weather in Alberta is wait 5 minutes, you know.
And
So-
we're not gonna not show up to what we said we'd be at
Yeah.
anyways, right?
Absolutely,
We'll always
yeah.
be there if we said we're
And
gonna
that
be
shows
there.
huge dedication in
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
And then some of the stuff that we donate at the superhero ride goes to their auctions that they have later on in the year. They have their Christmas auction. So they actually have 2 Batmobile Power Wheel. You sit in and drive around that we brought out with us last time, and those will be in their Christmas auction that's
I
coming
wish I
up
would have known
right
about
away.
Awesome.
Power Wheels I could have donated to you guys. So
Well,
I mean,
now
that's
you
something
do.
That,
Now
well,
you
that's something
know.
that the people can keep open to.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys need donations for old Power Wheels or stuff, you can always deck them out and.
Coming in December, we're really hoping that we can, like maybe adopt a family, help them out that way, and plus also maybe the Woods Home. So donations for little things to go in a stocking, or for donations for things for a family
Absolutely.
would be perfect right now for what we need.
Yeah, so donate, and you have that on your Facebook page for everybody to.
We do.
Yeah, you can
Check out.
just message us on there, and yeah, we're quick to respond.
Awesome.
Yeah, we
Once
have-
again, we are on Just TV and Just FM Live. You can download the app on Google Play or Apple Store. And you can also watch us on YouTube and Instagram or justfm.ca. And once again, that is the Bikers Building Bridges, Phoenix and Tech. And we'd like to invite you to like their page.
Yeah, Bikers Building Bridges Lethbridge on Facebook.
hmm And I would just like to say that My Victory Church is inviting everyone to their Grinchmas. Come tour Whoville and maybe even meet the Mean One himself. Enjoy a feast of Grinch goodies, hot chocolate, and Grinch games for the whole family. There will be Who music and a brief message of Christmas cheer. Grab your little Who's, grab your free tickets, and get ready to sing. MyCity.Christmas to get your free tickets. Sunday, December 23rd, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. November 30th is the Christmas House Tour. The Annandale Christmas House, 1284th Avenue South. It's the corner of 13th Street and 4th Avenue. You know that big Christmas house there
It's
with
right
all the
across
lights?
the street from the Salvation Army.
Yep. Once again, the Blands are kindly opening their house to the public for 2 days, Friday and Saturday, to view the magnificent Christmas decor. Fun for the whole family. Entrance is by donation, which they are collecting for YWCA's Stockings for Hope. So that's this coming Friday and Saturday, 6:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. It'll be fun. It's a really nice place. So would you like to thank our sponsors?
Sure, I can do that for you. So we have some really awesome, amazing sponsors. One of them is the Interfaith Food Bank, Moorland Professional Projects, MPP Photography, B93.3, which is a great radio station as well, Makeup Factor, Cat Panic, Makeup Artist, Ram Entertainment, Lightbridge Images, oh my goodness, Lightbridge Images, Purely Inspired Academy of Beauty, Les Nails
Salon.
Lay's Nail Salon, Angels Touch Beauty Spa, Naturally New Beauty Shop, Lash Empire, and of course, Just FM. So I did rehearse that, however, that did not go how I planned.
That's because you rehearsed it, that it didn't work
Probably.
out.
And also come out, dine at Whitby's Fish and Chips at 866 Heritage Boulevard West, the best fish and chips in town. So there we
So
go.
do you guys have any shout outs?
Just to everybody on our page.
Everybody on our page, and you?
Shout out to my mom, and my grandma's probably watching, and yeah, shout out to all my friends and family who I love very much, and all my fans on Facebook.
So this has been the Pumped Up Show. I am Julia Martinez. This is Tech and Phoenix from Beggars Building Bridges, and Christina Page co-hosting with me tonight. Thank you very much, and next week is Cooking with Leo, so tune in for that. So once again, this has been the Pumped Up Show. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night.